Namaskar and welcome to the week 10. The 10 which represents the decimal system and also the number of fingers in our both hands. So the objective of this presentation is to have a review of what we studied in the last week and a quick overview of what we are going to study in this week. So welcome. If you recall, the last week we studied about the product standards in detail, the food code also, and the food additives. These are the part of the regulations, so we studied in detail. And if you recall, the product standards about dairy products, fat oils, then fruit and vegetables, cereal, meat, fish, sweet and confectionery, sweetening agents, salt, spices, beverages, proprietary foods, radiation processing of food, gluten-free food, and the other like how the process to reduce gluten, substances added to food like food additives, standards of additives, then the list of the food additives were there, then microbiological requirements and INS system. So these are there. Now these standards you have to remember it depending upon the industry in which you are working or in which you have the interest, or as a consumer also, which we normally consume every day. You should take care of these products are there. So next, in this week we are going to cover more regulations. First one is packaging and labeling regulations, and second is on prohibition and restriction of the sales are there. Now packaging and labeling regulations have been further divided into two parts. One is on packaging regulations, this is there, and second is on the labeling and display is there. So for labeling and display, still the draft is there, so that is also being shared. Then there are advertisement and claims regulations are there, and what are the FAQs on these are shared. Now these regulations, normally you have to go through them. There is nothing much science, but you have to remember them, that what as a food technologist, if you are developing a product or if your product is going out as an entrepreneur, what things you have to take care. Now packaging and labeling, it covers about the packaging, then labeling, the manner of declaration, then restriction on manner of labeling, specific requirement or restriction, restriction on advertisement, exemption from labeling requirements, notice of addition, admixture or deficiency in food is there. So this is about the packaging and labeling is there. Now next is on the prohibition and restriction of the sales. So this standards about there are certain products which we cannot mix. It is like a very simple example of milk with water, or certain ingredients, kesari dal is not there. Then on certain products there is a sale of the products are there. Similarly, there are certain products like BIS seal, like the packaging water or mineral water, and the oils which require the AgMark seal. So those details are given in this standards is there. Now packaging which has come, as it is a more exhaustive on the packaging, so it gives the general requirements, specific requirements for primary food packaging, and suggestive packaging materials is there, schedule 1 to 4. So you can so the earlier packaging, it has been made more exhaustive and more specific also is there. Labeling and display regulations, this is in a draft form, so it shares with you about the like definitions. First chapter is there, then chapter 2 is about the labeling of prepackaged food is there, principal display panel, mandatory declaration, exemption from certain labeling requirements is there, labeling requirement of non-retail container, labeling requirement of food additives, then for retail sale, and the schedule 1 to 4. Labeling is very important. So under the previous that is which is packaging and labeling requirement, so kindly see the labeling requirement, what are the 12 requirements are there, how to show them, that like what is the name of the product, what is nutrition information. So all these aspects are there, they are very important. Date of manufacture, use by date, veg or non-veg. So till this regulations come into to resistance. So kindly refer to those regulations. Now advertising and claims, this gives, as you know, the name indicates that some people use the word natural, fresh, original. So how to see that the consumers are safe, they are not made fool by the advertisements like low energy, high energy is there. So it covers definitions, then the general principles, the nutrition claims, like I was mentioning that natural or low energy is there, product is there. So what should be the energy level? So when you are developing a new product, non-additive claim, health claims, so the guidelines are there, conditional claims, then approval of the claims, procedures for approval of the claims, and the corrective advertisement is there. So this is about the advertisement. So all the compendiums of these regulations we have shared within the additional resources is there, and the webinars also, which is from the FFSA website is there. So they are also shared in the additional resources. And in the discussion, I request you please suggest, because it concerns all of us, that what regulations or what action points you suggest to safeguard the interest of the consumers, particularly with respect of the labeling, advertisement claim, or if you know about the packaging. So because we have covered these only together, that is packaging, restrictions of the prohibition and restriction of the sales, packaging and label. So based in these areas, if you want, so kindly suggest it. With this, I wish you good luck and have a good studying in the 10th week. Thank you very much.